Here are some questions and answers related to property ownership and land use controls and regulations in Texas Real Estate Commission licensing exam. What is the difference between real property and personal property? Answer: real property refers to land and any structures attached to it, such as buildings and fixtures. Personal property, on the other hand, refers to movable items that are not attached to the land or structures, such as furniture and vehicles. What can you explain about a deed? Answer: a deed is a legal document that transfers ownership of real property from one party to another. What do you know about the eminent domain? Answer: eminent domain is the government's power to take private property for public use, with just compensation paid to the property owner. What can you answer when asked about zoning? Answer: zoning is the process by which local governments regulate land use and development by dividing land into different zones or districts and establishing regulations for each zone. What do you understand by a variance? Answer: a variance is a request for an exception to the zoning regulations for a particular property or use. It is typically granted if the property owner can demonstrate that the regulations would result in an undue hardship or that the property has unique characteristics that justify an exception. What is a restrictive covenant? Answer: a restrictive covenant is a legal agreement between property owners that places limitations on the use or development of the property. It is typically used to maintain a certain level of aesthetic or environmental quality in a neighborhood or development. What can you understand by a lien? Answer: a lien is a legal claim or encumbrance on a property that secures a debt or obligation. It gives the creditor the right to foreclose on the property if the debt is not repaid. What do you understand by an adverse possession? Answer: adverse possession is a legal doctrine that allows a person who has used and occupied someone else's property for a certain period of time, typically 10 years, to claim legal ownership of the property, provided certain requirements are met. What can you tell about a title search? Answer: a title search is an examination of public records to determine the legal ownership and history of a property, including any liens, encumbrances, or defects in title. What can you tell about a mortgage? Answer: a mortgage is a loan used to finance the purchase of real property, with the property itself serving as collateral for the loan. What do you understand by a quitclaim deed? Answer: a quitclaim deed is a legal document that transfers any interest or claim that the grantor may have in a property to the grantee, without making any warranties or guarantees about the quality of the title. What is a homeowners association? Answer: a homeowners association, HOA, is a non-profit organization that governs and regulates a planned community or subdivision, typically through a set of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC&Rs, that all property owners must abide by. What can you tell about the building code? Answer: a building code is a set of regulations and standards that govern the design, construction, and maintenance of buildings and structures, with the goal of ensuring public safety and welfare. What do you understand when talking about a wetland? Answer: a wetland is an area of land that is saturated with water for at least part of the year, and that supports a unique ecosystem with specialized vegetation and wildlife. What do you understand by a conservation easement? Answer: a conservation easement is a legal agreement between a landowner and a conservation organization that restricts the use or development of a property in order to protect its natural or cultural resources, while still allowing the landowner to retain ownership of the property. What do you answer when you are asked about riparian right? Answer: riparian rights are legal rights that give property owners who own land along a waterway, such as a river or stream, the right to use the water for certain purposes, such as irrigation or recreation. What do you answer when you are asked about a variance? Answer: a variance is a request for an exception to the zoning regulations for a particular property or use. It is typically granted if the property owner can demonstrate that the regulations would result in an undue hardship or that the property has unique characteristics that justify an exception. What do you understand by a land survey? Answer: a land survey is a detailed measurement and mapping of a property's boundaries, including its size, shape, and any improvements or features on the property. What do you understand by an easement? Answer: an easement is a legal right that allows someone else to use or access a property for a specific purpose, such as a utility company's right to install power lines or a neighbor's right to use a shared driveway. What do you understand by a special assessment? Answer: A special assessment is a fee or tax levied by a government or homeowners association on property owners for a specific purpose, such as road repairs or neighborhood improvements. If you like this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to post a comment on what you would like to learn more about. And all the very best for your licensing exam.